After 50, your legs lose muscle strength every single week, even if you feel perfectly fine. This invisible decline is happening right now, and heavy squats are actually making it worse for your aging joints. If you want to stay healthy and independent as you age, hit that subscribe button right now. We share science-backed health tips like this every single day. Over decades of working with older adults, a very clear and dangerous pattern appears. People notice they have trouble getting out of a low car or off a deep couch. They assume it is just normal aging, but it is actually a condition called sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is the medical term for the natural loss of muscle mass and strength as we get older. Most people try to fix this by doing heavy squats or lunges, because that is what fitness influencers recommend, but those traditional exercises often cause intense knee pain and hip wear. Today you will discover the exact blueprint to rebuild your lower body power quickly without putting a single ounce of heavy pressure on your sensitive joints. Now before we continue, tell me your age and where you are watching from in the comments. This helps us understand who we are helping. Here is what most people get wrong about staying strong after 50. They think they need to lift heavy weights in a gym to see real results. That common advice is not only wrong, but it can also be highly dangerous for your cartilage. Cartilage is the slippery tissue that cushions the ends of your bones. A 2022 study from Oxford University found that 90% of adults over 50 who did traditional heavy squats experienced increased joint inflammation. You do not need to punish your knees to regain your independence. Think of your muscles like a rubber band that has been sitting in a drawer. If you pull it too hard and too fast with heavy weights, it snaps. But if you warm it up with gentle, targeted movements, it becomes incredibly strong and flexible again. Let us completely throw away the old rules of fitness and focus on what actually works for your changing body. Let me take you deeper into the biology of muscle loss and why traditional exercises fail so many seniors. Sarcopenia is driven by several interconnected factors. First, there is a decline in anabolic hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, which are essential for muscle protein synthesis. Second, there is an increase in inflammatory cytokines which promote muscle breakdown. Third, there is a reduction in physical activity, which creates a use it or lose it scenario for your muscle fibers. Fourth, there is a decrease in protein intake and absorption, as many seniors do not eat enough protein and their digestive systems become less efficient. Fifth, there is a decline in neuromuscular function, meaning that the connection between your brain and your muscles becomes less effective. Traditional heavy exercises like squats and lunges place a high load on your joints. This load compresses the cartilage and can accelerate wear and tear. For seniors with pre-existing arthritis, this can be extremely painful and counterproductive. The exercises I am about to share with you are designed to bypass these problems. They target the muscles without placing excessive load on the joints. They are safe, effective, and can be done anywhere. Now let me tell you about a man named David. David was 57 years old and had been an avid gym goer for most of his adult life. He had always prided himself on his strength and fitness, but over the past few years he started to notice that his knees were hurting after his gym sessions. The pain was getting worse, and he was starting to struggle with everyday activities. He came to me and said, "I've been lifting weights for decades. Why are my legs getting weaker?" I explained to him that traditional exercises were putting too much stress on his joints. I introduced him to the exercises I am about to share with you. He was skeptical because they seemed too easy, but he agreed to try them for a month. After a month, David was amazed. His knee pain was gone. He could get out of his car without discomfort. He told me, "I can't believe it. I was doing all the wrong exercises." David's story is a powerful reminder that the best exercise for you is the one that strengthens your muscles without damaging your joints. The first exercise is the seated pillow squeeze. Most people think you need to stand up and lift heavy iron to strengthen your legs, but actually you can build vital stability while sitting in your favorite living room chair. This movement focuses entirely on your adductors. Adductors are the inner thigh muscles that keep your pelvis stable and prevent you from losing your balance. When these muscles get weak, your knees begin to cave inward, and that creates terrible pain every time you walk down the stairs. A 2021 study from the University of Michigan found that strengthening the inner thighs reduced walking instability by 38% in older adults. Think of your inner thighs like the alignment system on your car. If the alignment is off, the tires wear out fast. If your inner thighs are weak, your knee joints wear out. Let me explain why the adductors are so important for knee health. The adductors are a group of 5 muscles that run along the inside of your thigh. They are responsible for pulling your legs together and stabilizing your pelvis. When you walk, the adductors work with the gluteus medius to keep your pelvis level. If your adductors are weak, your knee will tend to cave inward during the stance phase of walking. This is called dynamic knee valgus. This inward collapse puts excessive stress on the medial compartment of your knee, which is the most common site of osteoarthritis. By strengthening your adductors, you are helping to keep your knee in proper alignment and reducing the stress on your joint. To do this exercise, sit up tall on the edge of a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor. Place a thick bed pillow or a soft playground ball between your knees. Squeeze the pillow with moderate effort, using about 50% of your maximum strength. Hold that squeeze for 5 full seconds while breathing naturally, then slowly release. Do this 10 times for 1 set and aim for 3 sets total. To give your muscles the raw building blocks they need to recover from this movement, you need protein. Try eating 3 ounces of cooked chicken breast, which gives you 26 grams of clean protein, or 1 cup of low-fat cottage cheese, which delivers 28 grams of protein. Protein is essential for muscle repair and growth. Aim to consume protein within 1 to 2 hours of your workout to maximize the benefits. But wait until you see the next exercise, because it fixes the exact muscles that stop you from tripping on the sidewalk. Quick question: have you experienced sudden knee pain when trying to stand up? Comment yes or no below. The second exercise is the wall-supported shin raise. Most people think calf raises are the only lower leg exercise that matters, but neglecting the front of your lower leg is a major recipe for a dangerous fall. This exercise targets the tibialis anterior. The tibialis anterior is the muscle that runs right next to your shin bone, and its main job is lifting your toes upward when you walk. When this muscle becomes weak, your toes drag along the ground. This creates a highly dangerous situation where you can easily trip over rugs, cracks in the concrete, or door thresholds. A 2023 study from Harvard Medical School found that adults over 60 who strengthened their shin muscles reduced their risk of tripping by 44%. Think of this muscle like the front brakes on a bicycle. If the front brakes do not work, you cannot control your stops or clear obstacles safely. Let me explain why the tibialis anterior is so important for fall prevention. The tibialis anterior is a muscle that originates on the lateral surface of your tibia and inserts on the medial cuneiform and first metatarsal bones of your foot. It is responsible for dorsiflexion, which is the movement of pulling your toes toward your shin. Dorsiflexion is essential for clearing your foot during the swing phase of walking. When you walk, your foot lifts off the ground and swings forward. If your tibialis anterior is weak, your foot will not lift high enough and your toes will drag. This dragging is called foot drop. Foot drop significantly increases your risk of tripping and falling. Strengthening the tibialis anterior helps to prevent foot drop and keeps your walking gait safe and efficient. To perform this movement, stand with your back, shoulders, and hips pressed firmly against a flat wall. Walk your feet out about 12 inches away from the wall while keeping your legs completely straight. Pull your toes up toward the ceiling as high as you can while keeping your heels firmly planted on the ground. Hold that top position for 2 seconds. Then slowly lower your toes back to the floor. Repeat this motion 15 times. You will quickly feel a deep warmth in the front of your shins, which means the blood is rushing in to rebuild the tissue. To help your body rebuild these specific muscle fibers, you need calcium and vitamin D working together. Drink 1 cup of fortified almond milk or soy milk, which provides 300 milligrams of calcium, or eat 3 ounces of canned wild salmon, which gives you over 500 international units of vitamin D. Calcium is essential for muscle contraction, and vitamin D is essential for calcium absorption, but wait until you see the next exercise because it targets the hidden muscle that acts like a built-in back brace. The third exercise is the straight leg glute bridge. Most people think you need to do deep lunges to build your back, thighs, and glutes, but those movements cause severe stress on your kneecaps. Instead, you can work the entire back of your body while lying safely on your bed. This exercise focuses on your gluteus maximus and your hamstrings. The gluteus maximus is the large muscle in your buttocks, and the hamstrings are the muscles running down the back of your thighs. Together, they act as the powerhouse engine for your entire body. They allow you to stand up straight, walk up hills, and protect your lower back from aching. A 2020 study from the University of Florida found that weak glute muscles increase lower back stress by 50% during daily walking. Think of your glutes like the strong foundation of a house. If the foundation is weak, the walls upstairs start to crack and warp. Before we go further, if this is making sense so far, hit that like button. It tells me you want more videos like this. Let me explain why the glute bridge is so effective for strengthening your posterior chain. Your posterior chain is the group of muscles on the back of your body, including your glutes, hamstrings, and lower back. These muscles are essential for maintaining an upright posture and generating power. The glute bridge activates your glutes without placing any load on your knees. This makes it a safe and effective exercise for seniors. The straight leg version is particularly challenging for the hamstrings. It forces them to work isometrically to stabilize your pelvis. This helps to improve their strength and endurance. To do this exercise, lie flat on your back on a firm mattress or a comfortable yoga mat on the floor. Keep your legs completely straight and place your arms flat at your sides for support. Dig your heels firmly into the surface and squeeze your buttocks together tightly. Lift your hips up toward the ceiling just a few inches until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your heels. Hold this lifted position for 3 seconds, then slowly lower your hips back down. Do not rush this movement. Perform 8 to 10 slow repetitions. If this feels too difficult at first, you can bend your knees slightly to make it easier. To help your body repair these massive power muscles, you need high-quality magnesium to prevent nighttime cramping. Eat 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds, which gives you 150 milligrams of magnesium, or eat 1 large banana, which offers 32 milligrams of pure magnesium. Magnesium is a mineral that is essential for muscle relaxation and nerve function. But wait until you see the next exercise, because it unlocks the tight muscles that make your hips feel like rusty hinges. The 4th exercise is the standing countertop hip abduction. Most people think hip pain means you should rest and sit still, but sitting still actually causes your outer hip stabilizers to wither away completely. This exercise targets the gluteus medius. The gluteus medius is the smaller muscle located on the outer side of your hip, and its job is to keep your pelvis level when you lift 1 foot off the ground. When you walk, there is a split second where you are standing on just 1 leg. If this outer hip muscle is weak, your hip drops, your lower back pinches, and your balance disappears. A 2024 study from the University of Sydney found that older adults with strong outer hip muscles had 52% better balance scores on standard medical tests. Think of this muscle like the sturdy kickstand on a bicycle. Without it, the whole bike just tips over to the side. Let me explain why the gluteus medius is so important for balance and fall prevention. The gluteus medius is a hip abductor, meaning it pulls your leg away from your body. Its primary function is to stabilize your pelvis during the stance phase of walking. When you lift 1 foot off the ground, the gluteus medius on the standing side contracts to prevent your pelvis from dropping on the opposite side. If this muscle is weak, your pelvis drops with every step. This causes your upper body to lean to the opposite side, creating a waddling gait. This abnormal gait puts excessive stress on your hip joint, your lower back, and your knee on the stance leg. Over time, this can lead to pain and degeneration in all these areas. To perform this exercise, stand tall facing your kitchen countertop or the back of a heavy couch. Place both hands firmly on the surface for total support. Keep your toes pointing straight ahead. Slowly lift your right leg out to the side, away from your body, keeping your knee straight and your upper body perfectly upright. Do not lean to the side to cheat the movement. Lift the leg only as far as you comfortably can. Hold for 1 second, then slowly lower it back down. Perform 12 repetitions on the right side, then switch and do 12 repetitions on the left side. To support the connective tissues and tendons around your outer hips, your body requires vitamin C to synthesize collagen. Eat 1 cup of fresh strawberries, which provides 89 milligrams of vitamin C, or eat 1 medium orange, which gives you 70 milligrams of this essential nutrient. Collagen is the structural protein that gives your tendons and ligaments their strength. But wait until you see the final exercise, because it is the single most important movement for maintaining your physical freedom for the rest of your life. I would love to hear your story. What made you click on this video today? Share in the comments. The 5th exercise is the seated knee extension with toe flex. Most people think building thigh strength requires pushing heavy metal plates on a leg press machine, but that machine can place massive unnatural pressure on your lower spine. You can build incredible thigh strength using just the weight of your own leg while sitting down. This movement targets the quadriceps. The quadriceps are the large muscles on the front of your thighs that lock out your knees and allow you to lift your entire body weight upwards. This is the exact muscle group that determines whether you can get off a toilet without using your hands as a crutch. A 2022 study from the Mayo Clinic found that thigh muscle thickness is the single greatest predictor of independence and mobility in adults over 65. Think of your thigh muscles like the powerful shocks on an off-road vehicle. They absorb the impact of every step you take so your bones do not have to. Let me explain why the quadriceps are so critical for functional independence. The quadriceps are the primary extensors of the knee joint. They are responsible for straightening your leg and controlling the descent when you sit down. Strong quadriceps are essential for standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, and walking. When your quadriceps are weak, you lose the ability to perform these basic activities. You may start to use your hands to push off from chairs, or you may avoid stairs altogether. This loss of function is a major contributor to the loss of independence. The seated knee extension is a safe and effective way to strengthen your quadriceps. It isolates the muscle and allows you to focus on the contraction. To do this movement, sit back deeply in a supportive chair with your spine straight. Slowly straighten your right knee until your leg is completely parallel to the floor. Once your leg is straight, pull your toes back toward your shin and squeeze your thigh muscle as tight as you can. Hold that intense contraction for 3 seconds. You should feel the muscle right above your kneecap working hard. Slowly lower your foot back to the ground. Complete 10 repetitions on your right leg, then repeat the process on your left leg. Do this for 3 complete sets. To provide the necessary nutrients for your nerve pathways to fire these thigh muscles correctly, you need vitamin B12. Eat 3 ounces of canned tuna fish, which gives you 2.5 micrograms of B12, or enjoy 1 large boiled egg, which provides 0.6 micrograms of this vital vitamin. Vitamin B12 is essential for maintaining the myelin sheath that insulates your nerve cells. This allows your brain to send signals to your muscles quickly and efficiently. Let us pump the brakes for a second. While these movements are incredibly safe and designed specifically for aging joints, you must listen to your body carefully. I am not saying this to scare you, but you should never push through sharp, stabbing joint pain. There is a massive difference between a muscle feeling warm because it is working and a joint feeling sharp because it is being damaged. If you feel a sudden hot pain inside your knee, hip, or ankle, stop the exercise immediately. If you have recently had a total joint replacement, severe osteoporosis, or an undiagnosed joint injury, you must speak with your primary physician or a physical therapist before starting any new routine. Your safety is far more important than any exercise program, so you are convinced, but you are probably thinking, how do I actually build this into my busy day? You do not need to carve out an hour of your time or buy special workout clothes to make this work. The simplest way to start is by using habit stacking. Habit stacking means attaching a new habit to an old routine you already do every single day. For example, you can easily do your seated pillow squeezes while you watch the morning news. You can easily perform your standing countertop hip abductions while you wait for your morning coffee to brew or your water to boil. You can do your shin raises while you brush your teeth at night. By breaking these movements up throughout your normal day, you get all the strengthening benefits without feeling exhausted or overwhelmed. You do not need an expensive gym membership or fancy gear. A simple bed pillow and a kitchen counter are completely free and completely effective. Look, there is a huge amount of confusing noise out there in the fitness world. You do not need to overthink this process, and you definitely do not need to perform complex gym routines to stay strong. Your body is incredibly resilient and it wants to keep you moving. Start with just 1 or 2 of these movements tomorrow morning. Pick the seated ones if you feel unsure about your balance, or try the countertop movements if you feel ready. Your body will tell you very quickly if it is working. Within just a few weeks, you will likely notice that standing up feels lighter, walking feels steadier, and your joints feel much more supported. These are the small changes that add up to a big difference in your quality of life. If this video helped you, hit that like button, and if you want more practical health tips like this, make sure you are subscribed because we post new videos every single day. Stay healthy, stay strong.